So I read a really good book called Adapt, written by this British economist quite recently, and it talks a lot about the best way to innovate is by using the parts of capitalism that work, and one of those is the market, not necessarily competition, but definitely the market. And so I think allowing anybody to host servers means that we get the best level of server hosting out. If we went out and hosted servers ourselves, then it would go messy. Now, someone's actually asked another question I really like, which is, has Rocket ever sought inspiration from EVE Online?
That's my bud. That's
Yeah,
OC7. That's part of the squad. That's
of
Fred.
course.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. It has been a long day. So I actually first met the CCP guys at E3. Ever since then, I've been running into them all over the place, and we had a big chat to them at Gamescom. Big chat. And it was really awesome. So they're fantastic. Same with Valve as well. Always getting emails from them. Chet Forswell, who of course is the writer of Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, he showed me around Valve at Seattle when I was there for PAX. So I'm looking forward to catching up with all these people at GDC, among a whole bunch of other people as well. So yeah, they are fantastic, and we want to do something like EVE maybe in the future. We don't know how it's going to go, and I think that's cool.
God, that's so cool. I love that it's going to be available on Steam and that you're affiliated with Valve for this game now. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's only going to mean good things. I mean, I know all serious PC gamers really trust what Valve puts out there. Everybody obviously loves Gaben, so it's just going to be. I'm imagining even more exciting things to come from it. So that's really awesome.
Well, we're very deeply integrated into Steam's tech, and it's been incredibly good for us. So our pipeline directly uses Steam. So DayZ is on Steam right now. We use it as our development.
Yep.
And it pushes out Delta updates. We can push to Steam at the click of a button, and the update goes out.
Ooh.
And it's Delta patching, and it's just fantastic for us. And it costs us nothing. So that saving gets passed on to you.
Right.
And that is why DayZ is going to be able to be very cheap. So, because the costs aren't ridiculous for us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that just allows us to be flexible.
That's awesome. I've actually had people say in chat, I've seen a few people say it, why didn't you charge more for this? You need to be charging more for standalone and make more money from it. But I love that you're staying true to the game and you're respecting that fans have already clearly put in money to play it on the Arma engine already, so why not pass that savings on to them? I really respect what you're doing. I really respect your vision with this. It's really exciting to see. It's really cool. And I think it gives us all like a little bit more faith in humanity after seeing some sneaky devs out there.
I'll take your compliment, but I do have to be honest and say that a lot of it is probably more that we want to create. Someone just called me Australian. We want to create. That's like calling a Canadian American. Although I love Australians. So. But we want to create a lot of DayZ players. DayZ is a multiplayer game. The more people that play DayZ, the better. And so having a low price point is important to that, and also encouraging people to buy DayZ now so they get it cheap, which fuels us money-wise to develop the game later on. So it is really, we're very thankful to Notch for driving the way of, and other games as well, of driving this model.
Right.
So it's a pragmatic thing again. I at the end of the day, DayZ is part of Bohemia, and Bohemia is a business, so it does have to make business decisions. This is just one of those awesome situations where it kind of lines up and the consumer is directly plugged to the developer, not with some publisher and manufacturer and distributor and a whole bunch of levels of marketing layered in between.
Well, I think it's something that people feel comfortable getting behind, so it's great to hear. I mean, obviously, making money from something is still a respectful venture. It's still something that you'd expect to have. I mean, let's face it, we do want to have profit, but it's just nice to see that it's not just a money grab.
Well, to use Kerbal Space Program terminology reference here. So I'm pretty sure DayZ as a franchise has now achieved escape velocity.
Okay.
So kind of, it's going to go up and it's going to develop itself as a franchise. We just need to make sure that franchise develops itself as what we want it to look like, which is no microtransactions. I don't like microtransactions.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Jesus. Oh.
They just feel wrong to me. And they feel wrong to me from a business standpoint because you end up focused on your microtransaction. So here's an example. I was explaining to someone today from our company how I see our monetary stream working. So we make this basic game. We release it, let's say, within a month, right? We release it within whatever set period of time. People are going to buy that. The people that are going to buy that are the people who are watching the stream now, who are really interested in DayZ.
Yep.
There'll be maybe 3 or 4 times as many people, maybe even more, maybe 10 times as many people, who are going to be sitting there going, well, looks kind of cool, but I don't know, maybe. What happens is, we've made this, let's say we've made 1 million sales. To get the next 1 million in sales, we need to add more stuff to the game. So that's our focus. Our revenue stream is generated us by making the game progressively more and more awesome. Therefore, we get more and more people.
Right.
Then let's say DayZ reaches 1.0, and boom, our 360 version appears. Yeah, sure, all us PC gamers can hate on it and whatever, but there goes another, you look at Minecraft. There's the top seller on XBLA. You can, bam, there, boom, a whole bunch more money comes in that way. So I think that using this model of your revenue stream being generated by innovation is much more pleasing to me than ads.
I think that's it's almost like, I want to say that that's what integrity would have you do, and I've always really respected that. It makes me think about your actual personal play style in DayZ too. That story you told about the only kill you've ever had, and I have to say that the reason why I'm also still so enamored by DayZ is not just because of the game and because of how interesting it is to me personally, but also because of the people behind it, and not just the community but the developers themselves, particularly yourself. It feels like something that you can believe in when you see that sort of sense of morality in there, that sense of integrity. I really don't know how to express it, but it's just it's
Yeah, I guess, but it's
Do you know what I
easier
mean?
to see. It's easier to see the nice parts of it. Matt will, I'm sure, tell you hilarious stories of me getting very angry at things. So I prefer to think of myself more as a pragmatic person, and I always
Right.
was, and I think I always was in the Army. It was something the Army and the Air Force taught. You may as well be pragmatic about things. If something's shit, it's shit, and you tell people it's shit,
Yep.
and you accept it's shit yourself. And when I was developing the DayZ mod for a start, I was really particular on that, and I was pretty controlling about what was going to happen and what was not going to happen. There's some things that I'm not concerned about, and with their artists, and I encourage them to do whatever they want with. But then there are other things that you say, nope, this is how it's going to be. And I think that for a mod to be successful, if I can give any advice to modders, you kind of need that. And sometimes it's not very pleasant. So, when people keep saying about how nice I am or that, I don't know, I think you need to reserve judgment until you actually meet me and work with me. It's easy to come across as nice when you're being pragmatic, and I'm kind of lucky. I can turn around and give the finger to GameSpy Tech, because at the end of the day, I could lose my job right now, and this could all go tits up, and I've got enough to survive for myself. So I can turn around and do whatever I want. So it's very easy for me to take the high horse road then. And someone explained this to me when I was at Gamescom, I think, and I think it's a good point. A lot of game developers would want to have the attitude and take the approach that I am, but they haven't been given that opportunity.
Right. Well, I think that there's a stark difference between being nice and being honest, and nice isn't necessarily mutually exclusive from integrity. You can be full of integrity, and it might mean that sometimes you're nice, and it might mean that sometimes you have to be that jerk. And that's what it is. It's not about playing favorites or being popular. It's about sticking to your principles and being someone that you can be proud of. And I think that's what I really meant about why I'm so enamored with all of this. Because it feels like something that I can believe in because I respect it to that level.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, one of the reasons I'm most happy now, why I'm suddenly super enthused about DayZ, because I can turn around now and go, no, don't like the animations, don't like the zombie behavior. We're redoing it from scratch. We're starting again. Zoop, delete. And because of what was happening to us towards the end of December last year, it seemed like if I was going to take that approach, we were never going to release it. Now, the bug list, like I loaded, I don't know how many bugs I loaded yesterday, boom, they're gone. So we've got a lot of pace in, so now I can just turn around and go, no, zombie animation, don't like them, they're terrible, hate them. So these aren't the ones that are in the mod, these are new ones we come up with. Bam, don't like them, let's do it again.
Yep.
Comic, let's hire 3 people to do a comic, choose the best one. Like, that is the way to develop. You can't develop niche games like that. You can only develop big licenses like DayZ. So we're finally able to take that approach. Why buy one when you can buy 3 for 3 times the price?
And then send them on to your friends and spread the word. Yep. Like a plague. That's what I'm so excited about. I love doing giveaways on my channel for that reason, because if I'm excited about a game, it doesn't give me any personal profit to pass on a giveaway to someone else of that game. But if it's something I believe in and if it's something I think should be enjoyed by others, then it's great to get that out there. And I guess in a way then that does support the development team, that does support the game, and if the game gets more popular, then maybe in a way my channel would get more popular. But really it's not a self-serving motive, but it does end up being that way in the end. But
yes,
it's just great that there's that balance there, that it's something you believe in, and as long as you believe in it and as long as you're proud of it, then you can not feel like, I guess, dirty in a way for profiting from it.
Yeah, and again, I guess that comes back to that cottage industry we were talking about, and
yeah.
I think that that's very important to the success of DayZ as a franchise, because it perpetuates it. That was what always disappointed me about the death of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Right.
It kind of felt like to me that Microsoft were like, well, a lot of people are making money out of it, we should be. That was the wrong attitude from my perspective. Like, I look at it, okay, so there's a bunch of guys who've made a lot of money. Like, some of them I think have made a lot of money out of DayZ's service, or even their YouTube videos. Well, I think, isn't that great? Because that means these guys are going to keep doing it. They've got a vested interest now in this industry that we've created. And gamers created this. If you want to talk about DayZ as a cottage industry, I didn't create the industry. The gamers created the industry. So they have created streamers who can make money out of it. They have created server hosters who can make money out of it. And they've created a damn standalone game. Maybe they've created a comic, a movie script, a this, or that.
Oh, a movie script.
They've created all this stuff.
You are saying the right words.
And so I think that in order for that cottage industry to continue, they have to have that involvement.
Right. I think that means the word that you use then to describe it, a franchise, really makes the most sense then, because a franchise is, in essence, something that is a company but that other people can have ownership of and
yes.
make what they want of it. And I think that in that sense, I think it's a great term to apply to this community, to apply to this is happening.
Yeah, well, I think also it's a semi-bad word, because for me, like, let's use, for example, movie scripts. So I'm a big fan of movie scripts, and I consider myself a little bit of a movie buff because I like to take them apart.
Yep.
And I've got a few friends who write scripts. Now, what irritates me is, what were we watching? Matt's sitting beside me, so I end up asking him questions all the time. We watched a movie the other night, and it was quite good. It was The Cabin in the Woods or something.
Okay.
Now, I like that, but what I want to see is a movie where the protagonists don't do the stupid thing. I want to see a real movie.
Yes.
In the horror genre.
Yes.
That's what
Don't go up the stairs. What are you doing going into the basement? Why are you,
I want to see 28 weeks later where the kids aren't allowed to do something stupid. That is the movie I want to watch.
Yes. I cannot agree more. I love zombie movies. I love zombie TV shows, but I absolutely cannot stand it when they do the illogical things. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean,
And I don't
instincts would change
exactly.
you.
I
Yeah.
don't like it when script